Okay, so this is only for people who've seen the show because I hate when people make deep dive videos or video essays and then they just explain everything that you already watched. It's like, I'm clicking on this video because I like the topic and I know everything about it, but I want to hear like your perspectives or what you think. And you're just going to sit here and tell me stuff that I know. That's so boring. So I'm just going to be talking about stuff with the assumption that you know like everything that happens.
My name is Shane, and you can call me the Renegade.
Starting off strong with Shane. Yay. It's important to separate the characters from their real life counterparts, but his character was pretty boring anyway, because we didn't get to see a lot from him. His character was a good way of getting the ball rolling and introducing the evil and the society against evil. But I think if he was in the series for longer, he really would have been entertaining. Like, his videos didn't get millions of views for nothing. Like, he's an entertaining guy people wanted to watch, and with the type of videos he makes and his personality, he was a pretty good pick for the time. But nothing I said has to do with him being a terrible person, because we all know that. But if they did a revamp or a new season of Escape the Night, Garrett Watts would be a wonderful addition because he has all of the same positive traits I just listed without also being terrible.
It was Andrea, and I am kind of like a fixer.
She's the only YouTuber in this whole show that nobody's ever heard of. If you look up her name, some other lady comes up, and then if you scroll down far enough, the first thing to pop up is Escape the Night. So for her character, she was fine. She died pretty early on, so we don't get to see much from her. And I think she would be similar to like Eva or Safiya, where like as people start dying, her personality would probably start to come out.
My name's Justine, and I'm the gambler.
Justine. I love Justine so much, but she kind of sucked. Whenever we saw her, she was being whiny and not helpful.
I'm getting really fussy. Really fussy.
And this was shown more in season 4 when she sucked at puzzles so much. Her name was put in voting like 3 or 4 times. And the fact that she lost a challenge to Tana, shocking. And I think it shows how helpful she would have been. But look at Tana's tower. How do you lose to that? Sorry, Justine. That's embarrassing.
My name is Glozell, and I am the jazz singer.
I love Glozell. She had the biggest personality of the season, and I think she definitely didn't deserve to die when she did, and it should have been Matt. I don't know if she should have survived all the way, but I don't see why she couldn't have. She wasn't unhelpful. She just wasn't super helpful either. I don't know. I wanted her to live. She started the thing where somebody would call Joey out, and then Joey would immediately kill them. And that happened with Colleen and like a few other people, but like to a lesser scale. But like nobody had a problem with Colleen for the whole season. And then Joey called her out and everyone was like getting on board, and it was ridiculous. And that's what happens even like on a smaller scale. He'll say something, and then because it's his show, everyone is like, oh yeah, let's vote with Joey. And so then that person dies, and, you know, it's a really fun system.
I'm Sierra, and I am an heiress.
Sierra was useless. I don't think she ever did anything for the group, and her whole personality can be summed up in this one clip.
Shane's like coughing up blood. I'm really concerned about him. I look over and everyone's just eating their food still, not really bothered about what's happening.
If you stan her, you're weird, because almost every other character this season is a better pick other than...
My name is Matt. I am the college professor.
I don't even want to get into Matt's character because everything that could be said about him has been said. And the season came out in 2016, so the plot has gotten the life sucked out of it. I don't even think it's like interesting anymore because you can't defend him. Like, he was just clearly the one in the wrong. And I think drama with characters is only good when each character is likable, like Alex and DeStorm and the Boy Scouts and the Mean Girls and Gabbie and Tana. Like, they're all likable. But Matt is like so clearly the one who sucks. So it's just not interesting. And he ruined the vibes of the last few episodes that he was in.
My name is Timothy De La Ghetto. I'm the mobster.
Tim was a misogynist. We all knew this. But he had his moments where he was funny sometimes. But his character was trash most of the time. And especially like the way he talked about women.
Lele in to play the perverse games. Maybe I should vote myself in so I could play with Lele and like, cause she's hot.
The thing I disliked about him most was the fact that he freaking was confused so much. And because Joey invited the guest to play a role for the dinner party. That's not supposed to be who they really are. That's supposed to be like the character that they're playing. And so as soon as Shane died, like their role was over. Like because it's not like a game anymore. Now they're just like trapped. And he was confused. Like IRL him was confused. And he was like, oh, I'm the mobster. And he was talking about killing people. I'm like, you're not a mobster. You're a YouTuber.
You know, I'm a mobster. I'm used to the guns. I'm picking these little German zombies off like I'm playing Duck Hunt.
He was confused. But the lines get blurred for like what the roles mean in the future seasons, because they're always talking about their roles starting season 2 and season 3. But I'm like, season 2 started with Tyler uploading a YouTube video. Glozell called Joey the YouTube killer. Like they are YouTubers. So why are they also these roles? Like it doesn't make sense.
My name is Lele Pons, and I am a hustler.
I don't have problems with Lele. I just don't love her like most people do. I think she was fine, but better than most of the other guests. I just think she was overrated, and I don't love her because there's 2 groups that a person can fit into on the show, and that's the Mean Girls and the Girl Scouts, and she's a mean girl, and we all know that. And I don't like the Mean Girls, so sorry.
I'm Eva. My character is the journalist.
I'm Ollie White, and I am the big game hunter.
They were good. They weren't great, but they were fine. Neither of them had much personality, but, you know, Eva had her moments. And I think what's so different from this season and season 3 is that in season 3, every character is loved by somebody. But for season 1, most of these people were boring and nobody, like, really knows who they are. And so, like, nobody, like, started watching the show like, oh, yeah, I really want, like, Ollie to live. Like, that didn't happen. Other than the intense Lele stands. Like, they really like their Lele. Before we get to the season 2 cast, I wanted to tell you that I really want to do a Minecraft Escape the Night. And if you want to be part of that, leave a comment and let me know. And if enough people want to, then I'll do it. And it'll be great. The only things that you need, Discord, Minecraft Java, to be like 15 to 19 and to be able to show up on time. So leave a comment. Go right now. Thanks.
I'm Lauren, and I am the engineer.
Lauren, is there anything to say about her? She was in 1 episode, and she was a very average person.
My name is Jesse, and I am the outlaw.
Jesse brought a charisma and infectious energy to the season. His enthusiastic approach to the challenges and commitment to the story made him a standout character. His entertaining antics and genuine interactions with fellow cast members added so much excitement to the show. His ability to blend humor with a genuine sense of adventure made him a fan favorite, is something nobody would ever say. I got ChatGPT to write that. Jesse sucks. I don't know how he even got on the show. Can you imagine him and Joey talking for like a second? No, you cannot. He's the most forgettable character on the show.
My name is DeStorm Power. I am a railroad tycoon.
DeStorm is really interesting, and I really like him. I don't like his character, but I like him because he could have done the show and not done anything interesting like Jesse did. But he brought this whole extra layer into the show, and like obviously his character is trash, but he made it interesting. And for the drama he had with Alex, hot take, I'm personally on his side because DeStorm didn't kill Lauren. That's stupid. Alex even goes on to say, like way later in the series, that the person who lives through a challenge is not responsible for the other person's death.
But it wasn't my fault that Liza's gone. If anything, it's Tyler's fault.
Guys, we can't blame each other. They're forcing us to do this. Blame is being passed around everywhere. What scares me the most is that we're not working as a team.
I tried to help her as much as I could.
Okay, what happened to Lauren?
All of the damn vampires attacked her, and I couldn't save her, so that's when we dipped up out of there real quick.
All I heard was you killed Lauren.
I didn't kill her? What do you mean?
It's your fault. You did this.
Alex started crying. Oh, little baby tear. Oh, my Lauren. If we want to get out of this, we have to work together.
I'm not working with anybody.
At this point, I have no friends. It's me against everyone, and I'm taking them all out, starting with DeStorm.
But like obviously DeStorm plays a very selfish character whose only interest is living and for some reason Gabbie Hannah. But his character actually becomes likable in season 4, and I think that's really cool. He starts to become friends with like everyone for some reason, including Alex.
You can give the person you named half of your coins. Or you can steal half of theirs.
Ain't no decisions. Give me half them coins, boy. No, I'm just joking. Here you go.
I don't know why, but I think it's because there's like a different cast. And how can you play a mysterious character with Rose standing right there?
A keyhole in it. It looked like it might fit the key. Let's go.
Look at you being a team player. How come you're best friend? Did he just sacrifice himself?
His character arc, he had it planned out in his head the whole time. And I'm glad that we got to see that play out to its fullest because it was really interesting and different. And him sacrificing himself for Lauren was like really narratively satisfying and better than anything Joey Kristoffer could do, honestly. And so DeStorm as a character, but DeStorm and his storytelling, 10 out of 10.
I'm Liza Koshy, and I am the Explorer.
Liza was wonderful. She deserved to live. Her spirit and personality meant she should have lived alone. In this show, it's not about being 100% smart. I think it's if you contribute something, and she did. It should have been her and Tyler. I think this is also true for Ro and Matt, because Ro wasn't helpful that much, but she had such a good spirit, and she should have lived. But I know she couldn't keep filming, Liza, and so she couldn't have lived, but like we can, you know, when you talk about your death aura, that doesn't mean the reality of like who can film. But anyway, I don't understand how Shane Dawson was a part of the cast, even though he's only in one episode, but like Liza wasn't in season 4, even though she was also in one episode. That's dumb.
I am Tana. I am a saloon girl.
My name is Gabbie. I am a vaudevillian.
Gabbie and Tana were something. I don't know what to think about them. Stuff went down with Gabbie on the show in real life, obviously, but that's like all been said. But her character was fine, nothing special. Tana's character was slightly better. She wasn't very helpful throughout the 2 seasons. In season 4, everyone like in the fandom acted like she was a genius because she found a giant ankh and she read backwards and she beat Justine. And these things were helpful. They just weren't like Jesus. Like they were acting like she was just the best thing since sliced bread. Nobody says that. I don't mind Gabbie or Tana stans. I think they're fine. I'm judging one more than the other. But there's definitely better picks in these characters.
I am Alex, and I am a novelist.
Alex was annoying, and I don't know why. I think it was his voice. But there's just something about him that I don't like. And it might have something to do with accusing DeStorm of killing Lauren, but I don't even think that's it. I don't know. I just was actively rooting against him each season, and I don't really know why.
I am Tyler Oakley. I am the thespian.
My name is Andrea Russick. I am the mystic.
I'm glad that Tyler won, and I think he deserved it. He had a good personality, and he was relatively helpful. And, I don't have much else to say about him. He was a good character. Same thing with Andrea. But, like, less. I wish they were both in season 4, though. Same with Oli and Eva. Like, would have been fun. Okay, we don't know much about him, so I think he could have been helpful and smart, but we will never know, and that's all I got to say. Roy, my boy, I love Roy. No, I don't. He was obnoxious. I don't know how you invite, like, a children's slime YouTuber to a death show. Like, that doesn't make sense. His interviews came off like he was, like, trying to be funny, like, too hard, and it wasn't working. He wasn't funny. And he died when he should have, and I'm glad. Teala. She was very unhelpful, obviously. And it's annoying that she didn't care when everybody was ganging up on her. They were all like, Teala, you're useless. And she was like, okay. And what? Like, okay, then leave. And so I think she died when she should have. And I think anything that I have to say about her, like, was already, like, shown in the show. Like, it was, like, kind of made obvious. Colleen. Colleen Ballinger. She was wonderful in Escape the Night, and I'm sorry, I don't care. Because we can separate Colleen, like, in real life from Colleen and Escape the Night. Because you don't hate Dawn from Waitress because she's played by Colleen Ballinger. It's like the same thing here. And like DeStorm was playing himself, but he wasn't. He was like playing like an alternate version of himself. And like the same thing is true with Colleen. Like you don't think DeStorm acts like that. So like Colleen doesn't act like that. So they're two different people. Let's not act like Colleen in Escape the Night wouldn't eat up Colleen in real life either, because she would.
Many years ago, I used to message my fans, but not in a creepy way like a lot of you are trying to suggest. It was more of a loser kind of way.
Liar.
Today, I only want to talk about the facts.
You're a liar.
I'll leave it.
I don't believe anything that you say.
I haven't done that for years, you see, because I changed my behavior and I took accountability.
You know things that you're not telling us. You're being sketchy. I think you're a liar. I do not trust you.
What I don't like about her is her fourth wall breaking in season 4. Like, it can really take you out of it. And I understand that she just had a kid, and that's all you can think about when you had a kid. And that's understandable. But your character did not have a kid. She was dead. So please shut up.
Somehow, since I died, I have gotten married and had a baby.
The biggest complaint I see of her is her complaining about dying too much. And I think that is insane. I think she was just acting realistically. Like, can you imagine dying and then not mentioning it? Like, you really didn't overdo it either. And I think for someone whose friends ganged up on her and killed her, she didn't mention it enough.
You lost again and again and again. The lights are cut off, but you're still looking at your dream, reviewing it every day and saying to yourself, it's not over until I win.
Safiya should have lived. The biggest complaint I see is that her death was unfair, and it was, but so are a lot of Escape the Night deaths. So that's like, should be expected. And she's the only person in the show that I'm upset wasn't in season 4. She was smart, but quiet, which is the opposite of Nikita, who wasn't smart, but loud. I'm only trying to say things that aren't said everywhere, and everything has been said about Ro. Everyone loves Ro, and she's so sweet, and she deserved the world. And I think that's obvious. I think we're all in agreement. Nobody is like a Ro anti. No, you're not. She definitely should have lived in one of the 2 seasons. I am very sad about that. That's the one person that I'd want to live, if I could choose one. Manny was fine. I think the show would have been much different if Nikita wasn't there for him, because Nikita was him essentially, but like outshined him because they were like the same person, but she was just louder. And if he was there alone, I probably would have liked him, but like since she was there, I don't really feel any type of way about him. He was just kind of like Nikita's like background friend, you know what I mean? Nikita, I hate Nikita. She's terrible in every way. And I don't mind her in season 3. You know what? She was fine. She deserved to win. She probably won more challenges than anyone else in the show because she won 4, counting 1 in season 4. And her witty comments were fine. And there was nothing really to dislike about her until she shot Manny. That was terrible. And you know that if that was Matt and Ro, neither of them would kill the other person for themselves, because they're not selfish, and it shows how petty she is. And I'd honestly be curious to see what Manny would do if he was in the same situation that she was. We get to season 4, and her murder spree continues with Colleen, but this time she has no excuse because her life wasn't even on the line, and she just did it to prove something that nobody needed proven, because she literally actively talked about how she didn't even like Alex, but still killed Colleen over it. It's like, why are you trying so hard for somebody you don't even care about? Matt or Colleen could have also knocked down Alex's tower, but they didn't because they're better than that. And so it was just really stupid that Nikita did it in the first place. Like, that is the worst thing that has ever happened in the whole show. I was so angry when that happened.
I am beating Alex. I'm so excited. I only have a couple pieces left. Oh my God! Hey! What do I do?
I get distracted. Toro. Woo!
What the hell, Nikita? Seriously, again? You're gonna kill me again.
I'm sorry, I have to win. Baby girl, you should just know not to stand in my way.
I was almost done, Nikita. Are you freaking serious?
For whatever it's worth, I'm sorry.
You're not sorry. This is not the first time you've tried to bring me down. Alex is way ahead of me at this point.
I won?
Are you kidding?
No. What? Sorry, Colleen. Hopefully it doesn't hurt worse the second time.
What? Yes.
MatPat is the best character on the show. He actually cares a lot about people, unlike Nikita. I wish to truly ingrain in your head that if you are a fan of Nikita, rethink your life. Matt mourned when people died, and he showed empathy to people, and him and Ro had a deep and caring relationship, and it was so cute. And that is just goals that Nikita and Manny could never achieve. I freaking hate Nikita. But we must go on about MatPat because this is his section. He was the best puzzle solver, tied with Safiya, and he had this happy and inviting personality that you don't even realize how great it is until he dies and he's not in the next episode. And when he's brought back from his death, it was like such an original and a fun idea, and it really like made you realize how much you missed him, especially when he comes back in season 4. You're like, wow, like you were missing this whole time. And he's my favorite character, and you're not allowed to have the same favorite character as me. But if your favorite isn't MatPat, then you're wrong and need to change your favorite character to be MatPat right now. But MatPat can't be your favorite because he's my favorite.
Start the challenge.
Matt.
Can you mess up the popcorn?
Are you kidding me?
Good luck, guys. Slightly better luck to Manny.
The party's here.
Nikita, take notes. He says the exact same type of things that you do, but he does it better than you because he's not trying to be better than everyone and outshine everyone, and he doesn't act like he has anything to prove, and he just blends in with the cast. But he's still entertaining, and he still has his moments, and that is how you be a mean girl, ladies and gentlemen. That is how you be a mean girl. Nikita.
What do you guys think?
Joey Graceffa, I can't stand him in the show because his actions make no sense throughout the show. Like his motives are always changing. Seasons 1 and 2, they were fine. Nothing happening was his fault. He was an innocent bystander of all these things, you know, it was fine. But in season 3, he decided all of the people dying was worth it if it meant that he got to live, which makes zero sense for his character. Because until now, he hadn't made any selfish decisions. There were several times where voting began and he started whining, oh, I hate this. But in this season, he actively made the decision to let that happen. And after 2 seasons of watching his friends die, there was no reason for him to like want more of that to happen. Like, it doesn't make sense. And it's even worse when you consider like his character changed from 3 to 4 because it's actively a rescue mission for the people that he just killed. If you hadn't killed the people from season 3, 6 more people would be alive after your supposed saving of them. So if he wanted to make the choice of saving himself, then he should have just not put his life back on the line. His choices just don't make sense. They're not consistent. And nothing infuriates me more than the setup for season 5 because everything just ended perfectly. Everything came full circle. Gabbie and Tana died after having lived together the first time. DeStorm sacrificed himself for Alex after their 2-season feud. Colleen and Joey made up. Everything was just perfect. And this was the perfect place to end it. A good season encompassing all the other seasons. So now let's open up Pandora's box for no reason and get Joey into more trouble for no reason. Here's my character chart for every character. Pause if you want to see that. Here's my death ranking. But the top 3 in order would have to be Colleen, Justine, and then Gabbie. On a similar note, the plot is not put together from like one season to the next. The connections between them are like really like slim and like don't make sense. Season 1 to 2, the transition was fine. It was basic. The idea of like, oh, the evil is corrupting somebody. Boring. Like, okay, we've been there. How many times? But it was fine. You know, it happened. The connection of the generic house evil and the sorceress is never explained because why did this random lady corrupt Joey Graceffa? Like, okay, what is that? Then from seasons 2 to 3, they were fine. I hate Joey for it, but I mean, you know, and I guess it made sense because he died, whatever. From seasons 3 to 4, really confusing because why does the carnival master, who, fun fact, is officially named Nicholas, have a crystal that FaceTimes a place at the Collector's Museum? Were they buddies? Like, what is that? The crystal also has a ability to open portals. Okay. What is the curse? What does that do? We don't get any further explanation. The curse god is a constant character. It's brought up throughout the seasons, but never in much detail. It's always very vague. He could have been a good way to tie the seasons together, maybe in like season 4 or something, like clean up all the mess that's been happening. But like since he's just left unexplained, it makes the show even more messy. And on the Escape the Night wiki, his role is literally main antagonist of Escape the Night. Presumed. He has the world record for that, because who gets to be the main villain of a show without being the main villain of the show? Like, that's insane. The Society Against Evil, what is their deal? I've watched this show so many times, and they're so vague, and they don't explain it. And why are they in the afterlife waiting for Joey to die so that when he does, he can go to the 1970s carnival / town to save it? But in season 1, they're literally the people leaving the clues for the guests to solve. Why? Finish the clues for them instead of leaving them with the riddles. Like, what? And were they the ones constantly sliding the clues under the doors? Like, why? How? Are there physical people that are who is doing that? And are some of them spirits? They're like, oh, I'm gonna ghost this paper under the door. It's vague and it's stupid. The soul jar. I hate the soul jar. That's so stupid. Why are the souls of YouTubers in the jar, in just a random jar? Like, it really makes you think about like the collector. Why is she collecting these people? Was she following around Joey specifically to collect the people that he killed? Because if not, then she collected all of these people by coincidence and then put them in the same jar. And it sounds ridiculous. She put Shane Dawson's soul in a jar, and their souls are set free, and that's fine and dandy, but they didn't set all of the souls free, just some. And we don't know who or how many, because the lady said she eats people in the jars.
What have you done with my friends?
There wasn't enough room in my collection to hold them all. But I do enjoy feasting on souls when I'm hungry.
You're telling me this lady might have canonically eaten Matt Hag, and we're all just supposed to be okay with that. Everyone else that died that was not in season 4 is either in some sort of afterlife if they got set free, or in the sewer after the collector went potty. Jesse Wellens might be in the sewer and nobody cares, huh? That's so narratively unsatisfying. Like, so what was the point? My season ranking is 3, 4, 1, 2. And I think season 1 and 2 struggle so much because up until the challenge, nothing is happening. Like, it's really just them walking around, like, looking in clocks. Like, okay, and, like, it's so boring and, like, nothing is really making you want to keep watching. But it got better in season 3, but really, really good in season 4, because every second of season 4, you are, like, interested. They're doing something, like, fun. And I like season 3 better still because of the vibes and the cast that's there. But season 4 had better pacing, I would say. I like season 1 better than season 2 because of the cast. Season 2 had a pretty terrible cast. So everyone talks about, oh, we should have a Survivor season. No. Well, I mean, that can't happen. That's so stupid, because we just spent the 4 seasons for these people to live, and now you want only 3 people in total to live. 3 out of the however many there are. That's insane. No Survivor season. We're not doing that. And what I think they should do, and what Joey's talked about, is starting over on a new platform, because that would give him a chance to like fix the plot issues and the old problematic cast. Just pretend like it never happened. But I think we should recycle 1 cast member, and only 1, because I don't want to like rewatch the whole show. Ro. She needs to be put in the show until she can live, because we need her to live. So people I really want to see in Escape the Night: Trisha Paytas, Garrett Watts, Rhett and Link, and Anthony Padilla. And those are the only people I could think of that like fit into like the type of people that are usually on the show. And I also really like when people that I don't know are on the show, because then I can get to know them, and it's like more fun that way. The revivals. Joey said on one of his YouTube videos that for season 2 there was going to be a revival, and they were going to revive Jesse, which thank God that didn't happen, because we don't want him to live. That would be so stupid, because then there would be a revival in season 3. And then there would be a revival in season 4. That's so stupid. We don't need revival every season. That shouldn't be a every season thing. It was really cool when they did it the first time, but then Colleen came back, and I was like, okay, Like, that's, like, okay, that's not interesting. Not only that, but they, like, spoiled it with MatPat, and because he was in the trailer with scenes that, like, we hadn't seen yet. And then they did the same thing with Colleen. They didn't even learn from their mistakes. But, like, we shouldn't just get a revival every season. That's so stupid. That makes it, like, the stakes pretty low, honestly, because you're like, oh, well, they're dead, but, like, I don't know, maybe they're not. So that was the video. Bye. That's so funny. See ya.